Whiskey Alpha Niner, Uniform India Romeo.
Roger, Roger. What's the name there?
Okay, KC9VKV, WA9UIR. Name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie Kilo, and I'm just north of Indianapolis.
Oh, Lordy boy, we got the QMers today, I guess, or somebody just not paying attention. The frequency is in use. Frequency is in use. Whatever that makes difference. But anyway, Rick, what radio are you running today, sir?
Well, Jim, I'm running a homebrew radio here. We talked a number of years ago. Receiver, homebrew transmitter, homebrew amplifier. The transmitter runs a rudimentary audio compressor, and I'd like to get some feedback from you on how it looks, how it sounds to you. Over.
Okay, Roger. Now, do you have a transmit bandwidth control? Or are you fixed on your transmit bandwidth?
My transmit bandwidth is fixed by my crystal filter, which is pretty well set in the hardware.
Roger, Roger. And what is that transmit bandwidth? Is it a 100 to 2900 or less?
I think it's about 2.8 kilohertz, so I think it's about 200 to maybe 3,000.
Roger, you don't have an actual selection capability on hand, like modern transceivers usually have like a three choice selection for the transmit bandwidth. Roger.
That's a Roger. I can alter my carrier oscillator to move the audio passband down further into the crystal filter window. That's a simple software mod, but I can't do it on the air. I've got to pull out the computer and do some keyboard typing.
Yes, sir. Well, take a note and act later. The preferred transmit bandwidth, TBW, is 100 to 2900, because at 2900 it allows the transmitter to pass the higher frequency content in the treble area of your audio. Now, as you come down on the transmit bandwidth, say you're in some funky 500 to 2500, you'll be limiting the top end of your audio excursions by that 2.5 kilohertz condition that you've set there. So that's why we want to put that transmitter in the 100 to 2900 transmit band mode, and then that gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. So 100 to 2900 is the ideal TBW. Roger?
Roger that. I was at the low end of the passband. I was concerned about generating the unwanted sideband, getting audio down too close to the carrier, showing up as the opposite sideband. So that's the reason why it's not all the way down to 100. Over.
Roger. Well, gosh, what we normally do, even though the transmit bandwidth is 100 to 2900, we usually go up on the EQ side and go at 200 hertz and pull down, say, -3 at that point, coming down from 200, even though the transmit bandwidth is 100 to 2900. In other words, we have a clear, clean slate in that transmit bandwidth selection of 100 to 2900 to let us work up in the EQ page to establish exactly what we want. If we had a transmit bandwidth of 2.5 kilohertz, then we could do all the EQing up that we wanted to, and it wouldn't make any difference because we had already specified that we didn't want to go above 2.5 kilohertz. Roger?
Yeah, roger that, but that's pretty well controlled by my crystal filter. I mean, nothing gets out of this thing above what that filter puts out, and it's a question of where I set the audio range inside of that filter passband. And I think I understand. I'll have to pull the equipment out and measure that. I was more concerned about the audio compressor. I'm running a moderate amount of compression. The compressor is followed by a soft diode limiter, The soft diode limiter is set to limit the audio, the signal level into the amplifier to control the third order IMD products. So no matter how loud I yell into the microphone, the diode limiter will keep the amplifier from going into harmonic generation. But I was curious how the compression was working, if it was creating any artifacts or compression artifacts that were noticeable. Over.
No, it's as clean as a tack. I haven't heard it pump once, so it's really good. We suggest a 3 on that, which is in reality about 3 or 4 dB work on in the compressor. Not very much. It's just a third of its capability. It's just we try to use a great deal of finesse in that compressor. We don't want it to pump, and I have found that anything over a 3, it just starts to pump, and the further you go, the more it pumps. So I think the best level is a 3 for being able to work on the word itself, as opposed to between the word, which work between the word doesn't do anybody any good. Roger?
Roger that. I'm running a sufficiently lower level of sophistication than what you're describing. I set my compression levels with a potentiometer, and I define what that slope is between the input and the output waveforms. And of course, it's always difficult to tell how it sounds because you can't listen to yourself while you're talking. So I wanted to get some feedback as to whether it was creating anything that was objectionable. Sounds like it's not, so I'll probably leave it where it is for now. Roger.
Roger. Okay, so then past the compressor, we move to the ALC meter with mic gain in hand. And as you say the word audio, spoken just as you would speak any other word in a QSO, don't step on it, don't punch it, just say it at the same level as you would say any other word in a QSO, and adjust your mic level until your ALC meter is running in the sweet spot of 7 or 2/3. 7 or 2/3 a sweet spot on the ALC meter as you say the word audio and adjust your mic level. Roger?
Understand, but I don't have ALC on this amplifier.
Yes, sir, but you have something equivalent to that. You can read your mod level. Roger?
Well, not really. I'm setting all that based on my diode clipper. The diode limiter in the audio chain is set to a maximum power output of the amplifier.
Roger, so what I'm looking for is a 3 dB dynamic range. Like unprocessed audio has a 10 dB dynamic range. I'm looking for a 3 dB dynamic range between the activity in the compressor, which is only light, and then up at the ALC, where we do a little limiting there, and we wind up with a 3 dB dynamic range. Now, on your homebrew, if you don't have an ALC meter, you have some kind of limiter to avoid overload. So it has a sweet spot, and so hopefully that sweet spot interpolates to be about a 3 dB dynamic range. Roger?
Right, understand. Here again, I've got my signal levels clipped in the exciters. They don't exceed the amplifier's saturation point. Can you determine from your equipment what my level of compression is? Are you detecting any compression, or does it look pretty well unprocessed to you?
It's coming up there. It's probably about 4 dB dynamic range right now. You could turn your mic level up just a tad and come up to about a 3 dB dynamic range, which interpolates to an 80 to 85% of average peak modulation when you hit a 3 dB dynamic range. Roger?
Roger that. I boosted up the mic gain a little bit. This is a little hotter than I normally run the rig. Is this showing a little bit less dynamic range than I had before?
Yes, sir, because I'm looking at your audio on the output of my 7300 as it drives a VU meter. And I can tell by the way that VU meter hangs as to what your level is as far as dynamic range. Because, like I say, unprocessed audio is said to have a 10 dB dynamic range, which means my VU meter is going to be sitting there balancing listen all the way from the bottom to the top, you know. But as things fatten up, that VU meter starts to hang up there towards a zero level a lot more. Roger, Roger?
Roger. Okay, I think I'll leave this mic gain where it is, set a little bit higher than normal, but it sounds like that might be a more useful setting. So with that, I appreciate your help. I know there's probably other people waiting to get on and talk to you, so I'll probably cut it off at this point. Roger?
Roger, EQ curve sounds great, and now you're in that 3 dB dynamic range, so you're really nice and fat, but no distortion, nice, clean, and with a 3 dB dynamic range, the words have life. You know, you've heard these signals where, you know, words are pushed so hard and smashed so hard, you can't even understand what the word is because it's so distorted. Well, that's why we decided on a 3 dB dynamic range in the audio to let those words have a little life as far as being able to understand what they are. Roger?
Roger that, Jim. Okay, thank you for your help. I think you've allowed me to make an improvement here. We'll cut it off at this point and let somebody else talk to you. Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. This is WA9 Uniform India Romeo on the side.
Roger, Rick 73, sir. And like I say, we have been recording if you want to hear your audio. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by the word logbook, that'll bring you to this recording. It'll be cut number 1 in a series of 3700, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. So 73, Rick. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.